the VR Podcast.
All right, so we're here at FETC. We're on the expo floor. Amanda has joined us from the VR Podcast, and we have some special guests. Amanda, would you like to introduce our friends here?
I'd love to. So I just watched Chance Glasco give a wonderful talk in the Full Sail booth about Rumii, which is created by Doghead Simulations, which, as you know, Matt Chacon was on our podcast earlier in the year. So I'm going to let Chance talk a little bit about what he talked about and what new things are on the horizon.
Yeah. So I talked a little bit about how VR education is going to be changing, how online education is going to be changing because of social VR.
Yeah.
We miss out a lot of the community, the interpersonal interaction, in video conference-based education. But with solutions like Rumii, you can put everybody in the same room and actually have a class just like you might have experienced as a kid. Because when when you think about your school experience, you're not thinking about, the homework I did in 9th grade. You think about your friends, right?
Right.
And so to be able to put people in the same classroom and come together, it's going to be like school again.
Yeah.
And just also the implications of social media and some of the things we're finding out with overconsumption and how that VR actually solves a lot of those issues because we're getting more data of the ways when you communicate, you're basically outputting data, whether it's your body language, your eyes, the way they're moving, all these different things. And VR can capture more of that and then apply that to an avatar so that when we interact in VR, it's a much more human-like experience rather than the binary conversations we have in liking a post or disliking a post or whatever,
It's more organic.
Yeah, more organic.
More natural. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
One of the favorite things that I saw from his presentation was even introverts were 83%, I think 83%.
That's very good. That's very specific.
More likely
That's
to want to be friends with the people they interacted with in a VR space than if it were through social media, images, and videos. So I thought that was a powerful statistic.
Yeah, the studies show that introverts are actually more extroverted than extroverts in VR. I don't know how that happens. And it was I think it was like 60 people in the study, so we might find that it's actually more even. I expect it to be more even. But, whether like anyone that has social anxiety disorders, autism, Asperger's, I found that it typically makes them feel a little more safer of interacting with people because if you want to escape a social situation, you just take off the headset.
Take it off, yeah.
You don't have to say goodbye in the party and exit,
Which was a good metaphor earlier. If you wanted to escape something, you put on the sunglasses. So in this case, you're taking it off.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody remembers Big Daddy, when the kids testifying and he puts on his sunglasses to make him invisible. So
What was the response to that talk? Because it's definitely something that we have to start thinking about because the technology is not going away, right?
Yeah.
But I know that from my experience, social VR is like on the incline, and really social technology in general. But the social aspect of VR in particular is very interesting.
I mean, I'd say over half the audience was already on the same page with me, coming into it.
Yeah.
The people that were there were nodding and smiling, so I assume it was pretty good.
Yeah, well, nobody threw anything at you.
Yeah, exactly,
so check. I mean, that's victory right there. That's awesome. So,
I'm going to punt over to Mike Belcher. He's the director in EdTech Innovation position at HP Inc. So if you want to kind of tell us what's going on at HP, what are we going to see coming out, and what are some of the innovative things you guys are doing, Mr. EdTech Innovation?
First I have to give a plug to Chance because we've actually been partnering and aligning with Rumii and the work that they're doing. We really love it. We actually brought them into our UB Tech conference, which is a high ed conference, and we're doing Rumii environments on the floor. And so we were actually communicating with folks at MIT here in Florida, kind of all over the US, and you'd have users from the floor coming right into a VR environment and having a discussion around objects that we were
presenting. We actually met in VR before meeting in person.
Yes, I finally got to meet Chance.
He recognized me, I guess, just based off the name.
Absolutely.
Well, that's okay.
He looked like an Irish Sinead O'Connor or something. Avatar. She is Irish, of course.
Hey, that was good.
Definitely Irish.
You don't.
That's why I didn't recognize you. You didn't edit your avatar. You were just Sinead O'Connor.
My avatar wears glasses, but in real life I don't always.
Now,
so the proverbial sunglasses in VR.
Yes,
check. Duly noted.
Now in VR, we're heavily invested. We actually have created a VR business unit. So just like we have PCs and print, we've actually culled out VR by itself. So heavily investing there. We're looking at more of the high-end VR. And some of what we're creating now are like VR backpacks where with like a mixed reality headset, plugs into the backpack, which is a super high performance design level PC.
Okay.
So a workstation class device where I do actual design level work in CAD, but then be able to immediately go put my goggles on, take the device off the shelf, goes on my backpack, and now I can do a 100-yard by 100-yard VR space. So if I was designing an airplane or an office building, I can actually experience that in full size.
Beyond room scale, world scale.
Yes, so Boeing, Bell Helicopters, they're using this to design all their next-gen aircraft, for example, to speed up that generation process.
Well, it makes sense to do three-dimensional design in something that is three-dimensional. It's very odd to do, like I use Blender and Maya, and it's easy to get lost sometimes when you're moving around. It's like, I gotta get back there to do something.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome.
And then situational learning is the other piece where we see this is going to really grow, right? So being able to be immersed in situations that would be dangerous or almost impossible to do any other way, VR gives you that sort of capability. And with that sort of technology where I'm loose in a large space, I can explore, right? A fear of heights, for example, right? And learn how to overcome. So we're seeing therapeutic use. We're also seeing use like professional development, right, for teachers. How do we put teachers in environments? Right? I have middle school students, absolutely, right? And then how do I handle those situations, right? So we can program now with like puppeteers who actually kind of do the if-when scenarios behind the scenes with multiple students in a classroom, but AI will take that over very, very near future to disrupt the classroom. And then how would I handle that as a teacher? Or to teach a new subject or a new set of tools and practice. The cool thing about the VR, you can stop in the middle and do a teachable moment and pick right back up where you were, right? You can't do that in a live classroom. It's just too disruptive. So really, really love this with so many different
and the cool thing is in the future, any of these classes, whether it's for corporate training or like for kids, you'll be able to save what happened, save their body language, save the positional audio, save the interactions with the widgets, and then revisit that 3 years later, and it's going to be almost exactly like you were there for the first time, minus the fact that they can't respond to you.
It's like you're a ghost.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like a VR time machine.
You can't interact with yourself, Marty.
Yeah, exactly.
The scary stuff is you combine that with AI, and then we will all be replaced. It's over with. It's over with. We're going to be replaced.
That's why I'm nice to Alexa.
What I should do is I can record
She's going to
myself
be my
talking to
friend.
no one and then
I
go
think
back
I
in
stole
and
that
have a
from Brian.
conversation with myself.
No, Brian's like, I'm nice to Alexa because I need a friend once the AI takes over.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll have to have a friend.
Yeah, you got to have a friend, and that's what I say about Siri. Everybody dogs on Siri. I'm like, look, you need to be nice to her.
He could be your last friend.
Yesterday in my session, I mentioned Wuthering Heights, and then I had a Wuthering Heights ad pop up on my phone for a coffee mug, and I'm like,
Oh, it's listening.
I know.
And I got to be honest, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm just reaping the benefits. They already had the stuff anyway. Now I'm just getting the benefits.
Now we just know. It's blatantly
I'm just
obvious.
watching what I'm saying now.
It's a all the time filter.
Absolutely.
Nothing is sacred anymore. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so tell me about the rest of the conference for y'all. What does it look like for y'all?
Yeah, so sadly this is my last day, but we've been here, we've had numerous sessions, lots of meetings. We're looking to meet really great, innovative sort of companies, and so that's really what we use this conference for. I spend a lot of time just meeting with folks, seeing what the new tech on the horizon looks like, and then how could that be possibly part of what HP does.
So I know, and you can say anything, you don't have to comment, but we know there's some pivoting happening for Reveal,
What's
right?
going on with Reveal? I got an email the other day. It was very cryptic.
So I don't have any of that detail yet. Okay. So Reveal is actually part of a different business unit.
Okay, great.
So I don't have any information there. I'd love to share it. I was actually trying to get some information earlier today from my contacts there.
I need to maintain.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I don't know yet, but hopefully I will by the end of this week.
We will accept that answer. That is an acceptable answer. And what about for you, Chance? What does it look like?
It's kind of like a real life. It's like when you need to stream some like sporting event on some Estonian website. It's just like constant pop-up ads.
Yes.
But there's no X's on any of these ads. That's what it feels like walking through here.
No, it's that plus it's strategic. There's not any windows.
Not that I stream illegal MMA fights on Estonian websites.
Of course not.
I was thinking more like Altered Carbon, where like the.
Sometimes you don't want to pay $60 to see Fedor get punched in the face after 30 seconds.
There you go. Everybody has a priority.
Yeah.
The VR podcast is not endorsing any type of pirating or torrenting. That's funny. Well, okay, so we're going to wrap up. Amanda, you want to wrap us up?
And that is what episode, what interview are we on?
I don't know. It's like 6 million.
Yes,
Episode 34.9.
It might be actually.
34.9, reporting live from FETC 2019.
Bye.